Hi, this is Jacob Lieberman, and welcome to a new series of Facebook Live videos. And these are called Life's Most Important Questions. And the first one is about what is enlightenment. This morning I was sitting in my hot tub, and I was just sort of looking off into the distance, and I noticed these trees just swaying. And they caught my eye. And as I gazed in that direction, I noticed that all of the trees had incredible auras around them. And as I just allowed myself to be taken in by this, I noticed that the auras got larger and larger, and it was almost as though the trees were giving off light. The light just seemed to be going into the atmosphere. And I realized, we have these ideas about enlightenment. When you think about the word enlightenment, you might envision someone sitting cross-legged, meditating, a person that you think is spiritual, someone who is living in a place where they no longer have desires or they no longer suffer, or perhaps a great teacher that lives in an ashram and has thousands of followers. But maybe that's not the only thing enlightenment is. Maybe in its simplest form, enlightenment is just being lit up, being bright in the same way as those trees were bright, giving off immense auras, and yet doing nothing at all. Not meditating, not praying, not attempting to create their own reality, not intending anything, not choosing anything, just being exactly as they are. And something came to me that was rather profound this morning. I remembered many, many years ago when I read research on the impact of light and color on plants. And there were studies done where they took plants, of course, that are made to live outdoors, and then they had each of these plants living under a piece of glass. Some of the glass just cut out the ultraviolet. Some of the glass didn't allow certain colors to come through. Some of the glass was just red, others maybe just blue. And every time that you in some way eliminated some portion of the light spectrum, in some way filtered it out, if you will, it impacted the plant and even the animal in some rather profound way. Sometimes the plant grew larger than it should. Sometimes it was dwarfed. Sometimes if it was a fruit-bearing plant, it bared fruit that was very large or didn't bear fruit at all. And studies have also been done like these on animals, and precisely the same thing happens. Sometimes they don't develop fully, or their bones become fragile. And from those experiments and experiences that I had with my own patients, I realized that any time that we filter out the light entering our being, it impacts some aspect of us. And so if you imagine that you had a very pure piece of glass that was totally clear, and if it didn't have any imperfections in it, and you placed it outside and sunlight was shining through it, most, if not all, of the light would just come right through it, as if the glass was not even there, didn't exist. Exactly the same is the case for us. When the light of the sun, the light of God, the light of consciousness, whatever you wish to call it, traverses our humanity and is in no way absorbed or reflected or distorted in any way by excessive activity within the mind, what then occurs is the light moves right through us as if we are not here. Because the we, the individual ego, the persona, the personality is not there. And so what happens is we become bright. The brightness not only emanates from the skin as an aura, but it literally emanates from the eyes. This is why the eyes of a baby are so bright. They're not conditioned, or if they are, it's very, very minimal. And so enlightenment is about allowing light to traverse our being effortlessly, to just move right through us. And just as when a light moves through a plant, it nourishes the plant and it guides its entire growth and development. When light traverses our being, it is continually upgrading the software of our humanity. It is ushering in presence, which is where the next level of instruction or guidance enters our being, in some way letting us know how to respond, when to respond, and to what degree, without any effort whatsoever. I hope that you have found that interesting. Just another simple way of looking at a concept that is often seen as so abstract. Let the light shine through you. Become bright. Shine on. Have a grateful day. Aloha.